Meet Potential Man. Zero accountability, zero humility, and 1,000 tweets. And his favorite line is, if and when, but never is. Let's look into his background a little bit. Create a game and foster a positive community and uplift the anime dev community as a whole. Constantly tweet an overhyped game and blame devs who received poorly. I mean, don't you just love publicly shaming one of your developers to over 700,000 people? Give me liberty, give me fire, give me a GPO dev or I retire. Don't you love when developers reject working for you because the pay is so fucking bad? So since you nerdy social outcasts shit and whine about the progression, let's do a deep dive into the whole game. The progression. Do whatever you want, like killing bosses, chopping trees, cooking, fishing, exploring, and more. Deep Oaken has already done this, and we all know Rell does not and will not have shit in Deep Oaken. The replayability is do the same shit you did before, get materials, get blueprints, craft blueprints, explore more bullshit, rinse, repeat, no swallow. Visual effects are absolutely terrible. I did some research as to why it's so bad when they have some of the best VFX developers, and it's actually because they ask for shit VFX. So much so for the Bloxfruits killing. Oh, by the way, Bloxfruits has better VFX too. Not saying it's a good game, don't get me wrong. Bloxfruits is ass, but the competition is doing better than them in this particular aspect. And they managed to manipulate their brained audience into voting for those shit VFX because they're lazy, and yes, almost all Rellsians are fucking reptilians. The amount of backlash I got from my last video because of how illiterate and borderline subhuman some of you are is nuts. How can you not read punctuation, man? That bowling ball dreamchaser too. If you're watching this video, round boy, purposely misinterpreting my video for your drool mouth audience was a new low. Did you brew that strategy up with Swift? I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here. You don't look as dumb as you seem, so surely you know how to read punctuation, right?
Quick heads up, the Rell Knights, SFX and VFX aren't what makes a game good. Yes, they are. He's saying that's what other people are gonna say. And actually, no, it's not.
Yeah, man, your autopsy will be a great revelation to the world. We'll get to study your brain and find out what makes people turn out like you. W Science.
That is one big pile of shit.
Editing when he's literally using damn near the same editing format as me.
I mean, this is just insulting. Please, physically restrain yourself to a radiator made out of titanium whenever you feel like saying some dumb shit like this. Me and you are on different spectrums. Go ahead and call me an egomaniac, but I'm not gonna let my hard work be compared to a guy who can't even change the sound effects to his PNGs in over 5 videos. So this video right here, the Rell Bloxfruits beef.
So we got some updated Rell versus Bloxfruits beef. At first, I didn't really see this situation.
Okay, I mean, sure. How about great news for Rell.
So it looks like Rell is finally gonna be dropping the fruit and weapon showcases.
I mean, coincidences are very, very normal. I've seen coincidences before. Maybe this one.
So the Rell versus Bloxfruits beef just got worse.
Oh, okay, that's the third fucking time. Same editing format, sure. I mean, this can't just be happening, right? It has to be a coincidence.
So we just got some terrible news for Rell.
Don't do it.
And this isn't just gonna affect Rell. It's gonna affect Holy War X and a lot of Discord.
I just know Swift sweats profusely whenever he hears the word keyframe. It's his fucking kryptonite.
Get out of my fucking head, please!
Funny to me. I don't understand what standard he has on these games. This laser sound with the light move sounds completely fine to me, and I assume everybody else. I never heard anyone complain about this.
Snap out of it, Earth's belly button. Not everything is about you. I can dislike the visual effects if I want, and no, not everyone thinks the visual effects are good. Or at least every single fucking developer in Roblox Central thinks it's not good. So whose opinion are we trusting? The guy who's funding his life by posting yap sessions made for dopamine-fried preteens, or renowned developers with developing experience? You tell me. The cutscene is dog shit. And so is the fucking sound. Again, no, your shit for brains audience that consumes whatever you put out on your channel does not count up for the majority of mankind. Frankly, they're a minority. You may have one of the most cringe and weird fan bases I've ever seen in my life. Literally, all of your fans come to my comments and they all use the word blood. They laugh at fucking bill collector memes.
Realize Julian just got the whip of the tickets back down at them avenues, you know what I'm saying? Fuck with me.
Oh, blood did this, blood digs this. Did blood pay the bills? Shut the fuck up.
Comparison is just funny to me literally any way you put it. The first thing is he's
comparing a Battlegrounds game
to an MMORPG game.
In a Battlegrounds game, all they have to do is make skills, so of course they're gonna spend all their time making the skills look nice and beautiful. I mean, the Battlegrounds game is literally on a base plate. They don't have to worry about anything else. But then he cherry picks arguably probably the coolest move in that game and compares it to a normal standard round 6 kit move. That's not ultimate or anything crazy at all.
Now, Swift, congratulations. You made me believe some people should pay for the oxygen they breathe, and you're one of them. I literally mentioned how the main focus of a battleground game is combat, so it's understandable Rell doesn't compare. The whole principle of the video was game no AAA godly level award winning, no call savior of Roblox anime game. It's a really simple concept. How did you survive this log with that walnut-sized brain of yours?
They're limited by the most important thing, time.
He was projecting, saying our standards were ridiculous, but the whole time that's the way he thinks it should be.
That's not what you think, that's not what I think.
I don't even know anyone in my comments that thinks Rell should be the perfect game.
I'm convinced these Robloxian YouTubers have the intellect of a bullfrog. Yeah, I have high expectations of Rell, but I don't go around calling it the Blox Fruits killer and praising it like it's gonna save Roblox. The owner said he wants to achieve AAA game quality.
Bro, I think this nigga is really retarded, my nigga. No disrespect to none of the... Like, I'm not even that type of guy to sit up here and talk about anybody, because I'm a dumbass nigga myself, but, bro, something is real.
So I think my expectations are more than fair.
But I personally like to call YouTubers like this are members of the TBD. And now you're probably wondering, what does the TBD stand for? Well, it's trying to be different. For people like this, it doesn't matter how...
Now, Swift may be projecting his experience within his abusive household, where if he doesn't become a renowned Navy SEAL rocket engineer and surgeon, he's just trying to act different. Sorry, but people have their own opinions. I'm allowed to hate the game just as much as you're allowed to dick ride it, and I'm allowed to say you're a dick riding scum just as much as you are allowed to say that I'm a hating scum. Stop bitching about it. You're a grown man.
He literally said the models are amazing, the gameplay looks good, the combat looks good, but no, of course not. The VFX not being great, the game has got to be a failure, the game is a disappointment.
Other than content, I don't like anything about the game. I was honestly being generous so that I wouldn't have to deal with multiple terminally ill tumor brains that I like to call Swifties migrating like swallows to harass me for having an opinion that doesn't match their own. Guess that plan failed.
So it looks like Rell has already failed.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I never said Rell has failed or will fail. I said it's a disappointment. Those words are very different. You and Dreamchaser have a bachelor's degree in bullshitting?
The thing is, I upload damn near every single day. He uploads once every few weeks, and this video specifically, I know it took him weeks to make.
No, I don't take weeks to make my videos. They take me almost 2 to 3 days. But like every other normal human being, I do other things. Congratulations, you take 1 hour to edit your videos made in PowerPoint for the sole purpose of making money. You're not the center of the world. I go to college and I bodybuild. The difference between me and you is that I'd rather post quality rather than quantity. And I'm not a cum dumpster for Rell.
Even if they could, even if they had the amount of time to do things like that, that would still mess with the optimization of the game.
I don't understand why you even did this to yourself. This made you look so fucking stupid.
Mute point. You can have amazing VFX with little to no impact on frames. Sure, you can talk about the style of the game, but other than that, mute point.
Really trash talking pretty much every content creator. I mean, not just me, but a lot of content creators. And some of these content creators like Revolver AGZ, for example, also put a ton of work and effort in their videos.
No, I only shit talk you, OG Vexy, and whatever other milking content creators. I'm honest, unlike others. I never said AGZ's content is trash. He actually puts a lot of work into his videos, but is it ridiculous to say that he's a dick rider? Is honesty that bad? And also, a lot of these messages were completely taken out of context. I mean, the kid who even sent them to you is a teen who goes rabid for drama. His name is Mist, and he's insecure about the fact that he has over 400 vids and only 3,000 subs, because his content is complete on other shit, but he doesn't get it. He also makes whole docs on people. It's unsolicited and unbothered, because he's just that implied in other people's lives. Fuck Liver King, we got Leech King, but for drama. Did I mention how he also believes that people who work 9 to 5 are scum? Mind you, he never worked a job in his life. He's like 15. This overhyping culture needs to stop. It's a breeding ground for disappointment. Grand Kaizen was just a recent example of this. When are we ever gonna learn?
And you might think this last comment is actually somewhat decent, but it's really not. The first thing is he talks about this overhyping culture for games. And if we're talking about Grand Kaizen specifically, no one really overhyped Grand Kaizen.
I mean, this guy is just afraid of people having their own opinions. Again, he speaks for the whole fucking Roblox content creation scene. No one overhyped Grand Kaizen. Who are you, the Martin Luther King of fucking Roblox?
Only talk about Rell. And I already get enough of that. I already get swiftdfg. Why do you only talk about Rell? Well, it's one of the only games I'm actually looking forward to.
No, Swift. You dick ride the game and milk the shit out of it. You make videos on Rell because they pay you. It's the most talked about game besides boxers. You fund your livelihood with YouTube. We all know why you made these videos. So, back to the point, right? Manipulation, yes. want you to listen to this wording. The quote-unquote initial plan was to keep minimal VFXs for optimization. Doesn't this wording already incite the voter to think that if they vote for minimal VFX, their PC made out of hay won't explode and is just overall the better option? And then you have exaggerated VFX. Other synonyms for exaggerated are over the top or unnecessary. This wording pushes you to think, why would you want a clutter of bullshit on your screen when you just have less and better, right? And then you have the honorable mention here, minimal. Synonym for as little as possible. How many particles there are has nothing to do with quality. I can put money on it. If they had the balls to say low quality VFX versus good VFX or high quality VFX, those numbers would have looked very, very different. Now, let's look at the combat you guys play so much. Now get more serious here since combat is serious business to me. The combat system has some issues, particularly with parrying. In my opinion, parrying is a mechanic that requires skill. A last second negation which advantages you for being good at the game, but in Rell sees it punishes you.
I'm gonna show you guys the parry, which is right click, alright? So I'm gonna attack you and you parry, okay? Ready? Set, go.
You can parry with the Q as well, but you build up the Q parry from attacking people.
From attacking people.
And parrying, the right click parry is never gonna be like a follow up. Like you won't.
It's not gonna just like stun the character. It's always gonna be a knockback.
John in Tennessee, go ahead. What you want to say?
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
There isn't a time frame to either parry, block, dodge, or take the hit, but rather, the current system pushes people away when you parry them. The parry button is put on your right click, completely irrelevant to your block button, so in reality, it's like parrying as an ability, not something you can do for being good. And the hit scan for parrying is massive. You can have the cognitive functions of a fucking lizard and still parry. It doesn't promote any real skill. Solo players, oh me. Solo players will just get abused. The game will be teaming with teamers, and because the combat system promotes airtime and throwing people in whatever direction you want, best believe you're getting jumped.
Fight back! Fight back! Fight back!
GPO uptilts, directional systems that will most likely suck on mobile. Shift lock is heavily promoted. You parry on right click. The whole combat is built around PC, despite all of the talk of inclusivity. Overall, the new combat system seems to favor combos rather than preventing them. The laddering system, which was already abusable, now it's even worse with the physics-based knockback. It's just gonna make things easier. To me, this just looks like they're trying to make a complex wow factor system rather than just making a good combat system, but we move. Now, the cutscenes. All that talk about me comparing a Battlegrounds game to a Meteor, like the cutscenes aren't just as dog shit as a damn Meteor. Look at this, so stiff and ugly. Shmolp, not only are you a fucking weirdo, but your work is also terrible. Pick a struggle. Builds. The builds suck. I don't care how much copium you consume or how many times you told me they're in development, they're not making it out of the Lego City allegations.
A man has fallen into the river in Lego City.
Don't apply. I want you guys not to apply if you're not here to test the game, okay? It's not a game that you play. Testing, we're gonna be testing map issues.
We're gonna be testing map issues.
The scripting is terrible. It can't even make the sound effects sound compact. The assets were placeholders. The movie was also shit, and so were the devlogs. Just unsolicited yapping instead of being straight to the point. Editing was fucking bad too. Never do that again. Thank you.